Hey Brenda, it's Heather. I thought I'd take a minute to respond to your discussion board because I really enjoyed reading it. Just, the concept of perfectionist parenting is huge. And I do feel like a lot of parents struggle with it, in my opinion. I know as a licensed professional counselor here in Dallas, I see a lot of families where I really just look at the parent and encourage them to change their expectations, right? Because ultimately we all have expectations for people at work, home, school, all the things, but when it comes to parents and kiddos, they have, different expectations. I love how you point out, like the standard, right? So there is that perfectionism in parenting sets a child up to believe that if he doesn't achieve the highest standard, they're a failure. So a lot of times when I hear somebody say the word should, or I hear them start talking about what was the standard, what was the quote unquote normal, in your family, I ask them, where does that standard come from? A lot of times it's going to come from great grandparents to grandparents to parents to kids and their kids. And so, of course, as we all know, a lot of people want to stop the generational kind of stuff that happens in families. And so ultimately I talk to people about, okay, what is the standard? What were you taught? Okay, when it comes to a rule or a standard for yourself, is it attainable? Number one, is it measurable, and is it attainable? So like, for example, if a child is told to be good, that's not tangible. That's not measurable. That's just, I've literally had a kid cry at me like, I don't even know what that means. So a measurable is, telling them, certain measurable, goals for the day where they feel like part of their day was good. Part of their day, what does it mean to be good? I love how you point out the multi-generational transmission, right? Because as we know, kind of like I said, like from great grandparents to kids, to their kids, to grandkids again, a lot of times that generational, it's the story of the person who cuts off the ends of their roast, right? And it's because it didn't originally with great grandmother didn't fit in the pan, but that's just how everybody does it. It's the sweep things under the rug, right? It's the, we don't talk about it, or we yell. But here's the thing, when it comes to yelling, when it comes to, this conflict that arises in families, it has a detrimental effect on a lot of people to where, we have fight or flight, right? But we also have freeze. And a lot of people, when it comes to being around this much yelling, they're totally going to freeze, and I often, see that with a lot of people. I think it's great that you're talking about this subject. I think the articles, let alone the image that you found, is fantastic. So what I do is I encourage parents, when it comes to their parenting, check your expectations, right? When it comes to feeling like they're controlling, I think, to me, I have this theory that a fixer comes across as a controller. And what I mean by that is, as much as parents are seen as controllers, I have a theory that they really just have a big heart and they're a fixer. But because they fix like so much, they come across as a controller. So I think if they know their heart and other people know their heart as parents, I think that would help. So just wanted to give you some feedback. Loved reading your stuff. Always do. I hope you're having a good week. Have a happy Thanksgiving too. Bye.